Hello there. This is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another couch video. Women's online standards versus the reality. And yeah, I gotta give a shout out to one of my supporters, Not a Hedge Bot. I'm gonna read what he said. Going outside made me realize women's standards in reality versus their standards online are different. In real life, short dudes and fat dudes get play. And you know what? That was in response to my video yesterday talking about women, men need to go get off the device and go outside because what's happening in the real world. And I like that statement because it touched on another reality. Now, real quick, because I know I get some people who ask me to do a video on this and that. To be clear, that young man didn't ask me to do the video because I told you, anytime somebody make a request, I say I only do requests on my Patreon. And even then, it depends on what they're asking. But sometimes, every now and then, like my man Daryl Green, I decided to do a video off on his comment about hyenas. If you have a great comment, I'll reward you by doing a video on it, but you just can't ask me to do it. It's especially if you got a profound comment and stuff. I'm like, oh man, I got to do something on it. And you notice I always shout out the person. Because one thing about my supporters, my fellow travelers, highly intelligent. Sometimes I just go through the comment section and stuff. I'll be like, damn, highly intelligent. And more than a few, I've said, hey, you need to do your own videos. But anyway, getting back to that subject, because I'm going to tell you something now. You got to take what women say publicly with a grain of salt. Now, I've said several times, oh yeah, you can listen to women, but I've also said, depends on the context and where you're listening to them at. I always tell the story of that time I was doing a seminar and this woman was arguing with me, talking about, yeah, women don't be messing with Mr. Goodbar, that fine young boy or anything. And then outside, she said, damn right, she has one. See, you got to take what they say publicly, like online, and then compare it to what they actually do. In general, even when you're listening to them, pay attention. When they tell you something, pay attention to their actions and see what matches and stuff. But this thing about the online thing, because yeah, when women get online, they're always saying, oh, he got to be 6 feet. You know, oh, he need an eggplant. You know, he can't be short. He can't have no weight on him. He got to have those 6-pack abs. You know, they saying a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, he fine and everything. But then you go by their place or something and you see some dude who look nothing like that. Got her turned out. Got her hollering and stuff. Got her floating on air. Got her saying, I shot the sheriff. Shout out Eddie Murphy and Dexter St. Jock. You know, be having all that. And if you in the real world, you be seeing the guys who really got the women turned out going crazy. You don't quite look like that fashion model dude like some of these women might get on TikTok and act like they want. And see, first of all, you got to take that with a grain of salt. Because part of that, let's be real, part of that is just entertainment. Yeah, they're going to say that. But I'm going to tell you something with women now. Who they say they want, even to their friends, and who actually like that 12 to 5 man ain't no different. That's why even with body game. Now I promote hitting the gym and all of that, but I say just get your best body. And really, if you take an honest look at the men who really get into play out here, they have good body builds. Good body builds, not necessarily great though. Not like, you know, they can go make money as a model or something like that. You know, for the most part, you're always going to get an exception, but for the most part, the dudes really tearing up some stuff. They have a good body build. They look like they could probably play a sport or something. You know, be it football, basketball, something like that. You know? In fact, a whole lot of them, a lot of them going to have some size on them. And then, you know what my man talked about, like the short dudes, I've been saying that forever. If you take a look at some of these dudes out here supposedly that is over for, the dudes be about like under 5'9". I always say if they under me, if they shorter than me, getting play, they good to go. And I'm taller than 5'9". So if you got some dude shorter than me getting some pussy going crazy, boom. That's the thing. That's the real world. Or you be seeing some dudes got some weight on them, you know, they be, shoot, you know, they be at the barbecue and stuff. They be like jamming and stuff, eating it. And you know, about 2 or 3 of those women be loving their food and a few other things. That's the real world. That's the real world. See, I'm going to tell you something now, because I'm going to tell you something. In general, yeah, women into that fantasy. And yeah, they're going to talk about it. You know, and if you happen to be, and usually the men who even fulfill that fantasy are usually like gigolos anyway, or male exotic dancers or something. Or those guys, or boy toys who can grow into gigolos and male exotic dancers, right? But the reality is that's a tiny percentage of men. Because women, you know, on a deep level, and I said it this week, women are pragmatic. Yeah, they might fantasize about a certain type of guy, but in the real world, they know what they'll deal with and even be turned on by, because somebody who looked like that dude turned them out. And indeed, I shared a video one time of this woman saying, oh yeah, he need to have some weight on him. See, that's another thing too. Regardless of what women say online, everyone got their preference. In the real world, see, don't get caught up into like that online thing. See, that's why I'm saying you go out. Like I said, when I was at that club in Houston, if you look at the guys really tearing up some stuff, they didn't look like what even women say online. Definitely not what a bunch of dudes think getting on there. And I've known women personally. Remember, I know I said there's nothing wrong with knowing, at least being associated. They don't have to be your best buddy, but at least having some associates who, you know what, you know they're going to keep it real with you. You be seeing some of the guys, you be seeing them get with or going crazy or asking about, boom, shoot. They be like, hey, what's up with your friend? Seriously, they be checking them out. You be surprised. In fact, it really goes against what's in the media anyway. And see, that's one of the things too. And eventually I'm going to do a video, because another one of my supporters, who's actually an anthropologist, he pointed out something, and I said, I've been holding back on it. But I'm going to tell you what, 2022, which starts really for me on Sunday, because, you know, just through my belief system, my New Year starts on my birthday. Oh, I'm going to hit y'all with some stuff, because I'm going to tell you what, we got to start dealing with the real out here. We got to start dealing with the real. Like, the real is, nah, if you ain't that 6-foot model looking dude, you can still get some pussy. You can still get a good relationship. Now, if you are and stuff, hey, great. But it ain't the end of the world if you're not. And despite some, and unfortunately, you get the women, they capping like crazy. The men actually talking about they ain't listening to the women, but they listening to them and all that. But the real, because we got to start dealing with the real out here. We got to start dealing with the real. We in the real world. We ain't in this stuff that some people be talking about, you know? Because I told you, I know who the fuck, you look at some of these dudes who, you know, got multiple baby mamas, or the women going crazy over or something. It really ain't what people think. It really ain't what people think. In fact, the men who might actually match what the women talking about online. Hey, look, here's something. Hold up. Whenever these women saying, well, he got to be this, he got to be that, I'm going to tell you the truth. In most cases, you present a woman that very man, and they be like, oh, okay. Oh, he looks good. And they still ain't going to go crazy. Then they going to go right home, and that guy who ain't as tall, don't got the square jaw, don't got that joint hanging down to his knee, got her hollering. She be like, woo, 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 woo. Clink, clink. He be like, what's my name? It's like, doctor. Then he slap on her ass. Doctor what? Dr. Feel Good. Oh, man. Seriously. That's the real game out this joint. Seriously. Because, see, here's the thing, though. And I'm going to tell you what. You got to take what's in the media, period. Not just social media, but any media, with a grain of salt. A lot of times they trying to sell is playing to fantasy. It's playing to sales and stuff. I'll use an example. Like, you know, you get the media, they'll say, well, yeah, you got to be perfect like this and all of that. But then when you see that, like you see some TV commercial or you see some videos even trying to promote it, look at what's being advertised with it. Oh, got this program right here who can get it for you. Seriously, look at anything in the media, even on YouTube. You see some video, somebody say, yeah, you got to look perfect like this and have the perfect haircut and all of that. Yeah, I'm co-sponsored by this company to help. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's just be real on this joint, all right? Let's just be real on this joint. Always know there's always something. And shoot, don't let me get into some other sociological factors like some racial chauvinism and stuff trying to say, hey, you got to look this certain way. Like, you know what, fuck it. No, this 2022. You know, like when some people are talking about that whole Chad thing. Man, come on, man, that's some racial chauvinism and shit. Because you got people all over the world, South America, Africa, some places in the United States and stuff, where men who look nothing like that fucking like crazy. Their phenotypes are not the same, yet they getting it. Because even when some people be talking about that Chad and Tyrone thing, oh, let's be real with it. They'll say the Tyrones need to look like a black version of the Chads. That's some bullshit. Tell my Nigerian brothers that shit, or my Ghanaian brothers that shit, or my Sinhalese brothers that shit. They look nothing like that, and they fucking like crazy. I'm just saying. My men down in the Caribbean, my brothers down there. Oh shoot, some of my dudes from South America, you know. Shit. And shoot, even in Asia and shit too. So that's just one thing. Don't be getting caught up in the media. I'm gonna start getting into that shit more, man. People promoting that image and everything. So I'm just saying. But then getting back to what I was saying about the women, okay, they'll say, yeah, that guy gotta be this, that guy, he gotta have so, they'll say, yeah, he gotta have so much money and stuff. He gotta have those 6 figures. Yet that dude got him turned out. He don't even got a full-time job. Ain't making minimum wage on a part-time job. And got her backing that thing up. She backing that yam up every single time. But she'll go back, well, around her friends, she'll be like, well, he got to be this. He got to be educated and stuff. Come on, y'all. Come on. Look, man, that's why I say we're going to deal with the real. Anybody who don't like it, anybody who don't want to deal with that real, I'm going to just say it like this. That's what I'm going to promote. What you going to do about it? Because seriously, we tired of it. Motherfuckers out here going through some real shit. And they want some real results. Well, I'm telling you what to do. And one of the main things you got to do, don't let what some women are saying online or what some guys are saying, like, stop you. I'm just saying. Don't let that stop you. Women say a lot. I wish I had a dime every time some woman said, well, you know, you not my type. You not this or that. Suck the fuck out of my dick. So I seriously wish I had a dime. You know? Because they'll say one thing and get with somebody totally different. You know? It's like those like in the black community in particular. It's like some women who say, oh yeah, that dude gotta be light-skinned with that good hair and shit. And they know some chocolate mandingo brother tearing their ass up. It's all of that. So anyway, that's all I got for now, y'all. I'm gonna get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.